Hello and welcome, everybody. This is Randy Replay, and the Minnesota Vikings Football Network is on the air and online. Well, your Minnesota Vikings, despite going 8-8 last season, have made it to the postseason. And we are going to change a setting quick. And then we will get into this rest of this broadcast here. There we go. The Minnesota Vikings, despite going 8-8 last season, have now found themselves one game away from the Super Bowl. Kickoff isn't until a half an hour from now, but we're going to get you set up for everything. Seahawks versus Vikings. Starting with the returning players from injury, Darian Wilson is available to play again. He sat out a good majority of the season this season. He is able to come back, and he's the number one wide receiver on this roster this season. Now, along with that, we've had some season-ending injuries in the game against Green Bay in the divisional round. Thaddeus Rozu tore his shoulder. He's out for 4 more weeks. That is 2 more weeks after the Super Bowl, so we have put him on the injured reserve. He will sit this one out and the Super Bowl if we make it. Sam Gable has torn his bicep. At the beginning of the season, every single running back on this roster, except for Justin Vanderschaff and Daniel Hendricks, was down with an injury at one point. This is Sam Gable's second time getting injured this season, and it holds him out the rest of the playoffs. So that frees up 2 spots on the roster, does it not? Nick Brown, we'll get into that in a little bit. Smeagol, partial MCL tear. He is out until the Super Bowl, and unless we don't make it, if we make it. And Nick Brown will be back for the stupid, pointless, idiotic Pro Bowl, which is next week, which I do believe he has been selected to. So now we're going to take a look at the Seahawks. I passed them. There they are. So CJ Aprosisi, I don't even know. He is out 6 weeks. He is a running back. Not their starter, so second string there. And then Trayvon Boykin, the rookie, out for the rest of the season. All 3 members of the Seahawks that are injured are on the injured reserve. And Nick Vannett, tight end, overall 70, second-year man, he is out as well. So we've covered the injuries, but that frees up some space on the roster. So we have signed 2 players from the practice squad in Cody Kessler. With Smeagol being out, we had to sign a backup quarterback. Kenny Erickson has been playing very, very well. Stayed pretty healthy this season after getting multiple injuries last season. He is in there as the second-string quarterback. Now, if we make it to the Super Bowl, we'll pop him back to the practice squad, and Smeagol will take over the second-string duties. He's out for 2 more weeks, as you can see. And then the rookie middle linebacker, Justin Lewis, has just been signed from the practice squad, I should say. So that takes care of that. And now you're wondering, what else did we do? Because Thaddeus Rozu being out at the strong safety position is a big hole. Well, we have signed this man, Mr. Josh Bush. Good speed, good zone coverage. That's all we need him to do. Tackle and pursuit, play recognition, not where we want it in that green zone, but if it's only going to be for 2 more games, why not give him a shot? I mean, we still do have Chimuko at that position. He is the starter, and Josh Bush will take over the second-string role, of course. And I think that's about it for new additions. We're going to break down everything Minnesota Vikings football this season. We're going to take a look at our schedule first and just kind of give a year in review super quick. The preseason went as follows. Week 1, we were against the Saints. We lost 47-54. We bounced back against the Colts at home 31-24, or at Lucas Oil Stadium there. Week 3, we had the Chargers. We lost 24-38, and then Week 4, we demolished the Bengals 27-6. Moving into the regular season, the first game, we had the Saints as well. This time at the Superdome, and we dropped a big one. We're going to go into this game here, and we're going to show you player stats, and we're going to give you a breakdown. We had 2 quarterbacks in this game. Kenny Erickson played about, I don't even know how many plays. We're going to take a look. Okay, we can't. So anyway, you could see 68 yards. He was 9 for 9. So it was probably only one drive that he got to play, and then he was down with an injury. Smeagol comes in, he takes over. He throws 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 435 yards, sacked 3 times. He was 28 for 37, 75% completion percentage. Rushing, this is back when we only had 2 running backs on the roster, Danny Henricks and Justin Vanderschaff. Of course, Daniel Henricks took this game over, 18 for 39. So not a lot of running to be had here. Smeagol and Kenny added some rushing there, of course. But, yeah, we dropped a big game, and then we come back and get the win against the Eagles. We defeat the Lions at their house, Ford Field, I do believe. We go to, the Falcons come home. We beat them, and we drop another big one, Week 5 against the Rams. And then we sweep the Lions with the Week 6 victory, 37-26. Baltimore Ravens come to town, 45-38. And then we go to Ford Field. Now, this game was filled with controversy, you could say, as we lost the whole first half of the feed, and from the get-go, there was just technical problems all day in the booth. So you could go back and watch that one. That was a really good one. Only the second half is available, but it's well worth it. And then we go into the bye week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 2 into the bye week. So we're having a great season into Week 9, just riding this high wave, and then we face the Steelers. Now the Steelers, I would rate this the second best game of the season, right after the Packers divisional game, because we came back, for those of you that didn't see the divisional round, we came back from 41-14. And we win with a game winner by Brandon Baker. We will dive into that game very, very seriously. And then we'll take a look at the Seahawks season. We'll take a few breaks in there because I know we have to do some stuff, but no big breaks coming up. So we get the win against the Steelers and a big one. The scoreboard suggests it wasn't that close. Well, we scored all of the points there in the final quarter. So that's another good one to watch. And then we drop one to the Green Bay Packers. Monday night primetime, 43-52. We get a loss there. So 7-3 coming out of Week 11. And then we go on a tear, just a winning streak. It was quite incredible. 45-41 victory over the Bengals, 50-24 win, sweeping the Chicago Bears. I do believe, yes, sweeping the Chicago Bears. Then we get a 51-31 win over the Bucks. The Panthers, we go to Carolina. We get a 48-23 victory. And we defeat the Green Bay Packers in incredible fashion. Now, this was 2 weeks before the divisional round, because we had the first round bye. 55-20, I thought we were going to demolish them. And right out of the gate in the divisional round, they come and they just go up big. So, yeah. And then we get the victory, over the Cleveland Browns, 44-14. Just incredible. Of course, Teddy Bridgewater playing for the Cleveland Browns. So, he came in later on in the game. 1 for 2. No, he started. That's what it was. He started, and then he left the game with an injury, and he has not been back since. 1 for 2, or 2 for 3. Sacked 1 time, and that's all it took. And then Kenny Erickson came in. He was 145 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. We didn't really focus on the passing game in this one since the rushing game really took off. Danny Henricks, we're going to actually take a look at the carries. Sam Gable led the team in carries, 9 for 47. Justin Vanderschaff, 8 for 25. Daniel Henrik, 7 for 68. Travis Parker, 7 for 28. Aaron Moss, 5 for 44. So we have 5 running backs on the roster. They get pretty close to each other as far as carries
Let
go.
Lewis play in this game. Brown lives matter.
Radio. So we have 5 running backs on the roster that get sprinkled in. So you're not going to see a big leader as far as rushing yards go, but carries, they're way up there. So, and then after that, we go into the playoffs, where we defeat the Green Bay Packers in I am giving Randy Replay's stamp of approval for best game of the series. The 2 years we've been doing this, 68-66. We're going to go into the box score first, actually. So at the end of the first quarter, it was 24-7. Wow. And then going from there, halfway through the second quarter, we were down 41-14. The Green Bay Packers added a field goal right at the end of the first half, and we added 28 points. Going down the stretch, they outscored it. We outscored them, and we get the victory on a game-winning field goal by Brandon Baker. But Aaron Rodgers did do his damage. 384 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, longest pass of 65. He was 75% completion percentage on the day. For the Vikings, Kenny Erickson, 521 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So we pretty much abandoned the running game halfway through the first quarter, and you're going to see that here in the stats. Longest pass of 74. And most of these rushing yards and rushing attempts came in the fourth quarter. We're coming down the field. We needed to waste the clock, but we also needed to move down the field. So, because if you give Aaron Rodgers time, he will do some damage. So Danny Henrik, 7 for 51. Justin Vanderschaft, 7 for 45. Kenny Erickson, 4 for 35. You get the idea. Receiving, it was Luke Slazewski having a day. 7 catches, 140 yards, and Jesse Peterson, 4 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. And on the defense, we had a double-double. For those of you that don't know, the double-double is the 2 leading tacklers have double-digit tackles. So it's a basketball term, but we use it here in the NFL. Jacob Pickering and Aaron Nelson. I do believe they lead the team in tackles. So that is kind of the year in review, and that brings us to NFC Championship Sunday. We are about 17 minutes away from kickoff, but don't worry. We have a lot of stuff to keep you entertained as we're going to take a look at the Seattle Seahawks schedule and see what got them here. So in the regular season, they open up against the Green Bay Packers. They win 42-28. And then they take on the Colts 17-16, and they take on the Los Angeles Rams, not the St. Louis Rams. They win 38-20. And then they're at home against the Cardinals, the bird game of Week 4, 35-27, and they drop a game to the Redskins. So they start off the season going into Week 6 on their bye, 4-1. Of course, we went into our bye week 6-2, but we had a week 9 bye week. Week 7, they drop a game to the Rams. So they split the season with the Rams. They lost 24-35. Week 8, they defeat the Texans 24-14. They defeat the Cowboys 41-35. They defeat the Panthers on a 3-game road stretch. They come away with 3 victories. So this team, second in the entire NFL, only behind your Minnesota Vikings. Not one to take lightly. And the rest of the season is history. They go on a tear and they win every single game. They take on the 49ers. They beat them 37-31. The Giants come to town. They beat them 31-28. They take on the Titans. They win 20-6. They beat the Cardinals. Okay, so they lost 2 more. My apologizings. 41-17. Jaguars, they lose 27-33, and they blank the 49ers, completing the season sweep of the 49ers 27-0. And then week 17, they drop a game to the Eagles. Now, we're going to take a look into this game and see why they lost. I'm assuming it's because Russell Wilson did not play. It is not because Russell Wilson did not play. They did not rest their starter, and they have 3 quarterbacks on the roster, so I'm not sure why. Anyway, kind of a questionable call there. So then they go into the postseason. They get the first round bye as well, and in the divisional round, they defeat the Panthers 28-17. And then that brings us to tonight, 6:30 kickoff at the Minnesota Vikings. So we are going to get you set for the season stats. I'm going to take a quick break here, go get a little bit of food and something to drink. It should only be a couple minutes. Randy Replay, we'll be right back. Alrighty, we are back and rolling. Took a little bit longer than I anticipated, so we're just going to go into the leaders for each category. Kenny Erickson led the team in passing with 3,278 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions on the season. 70% completion percentage, longest pass of 72. Justin Van Der Schaaf led the Vikings and the NFL in rushing yards, 240 carries, 1,599 yards, and the big 2-0 for 20 touchdowns. He fumbled 5 times and had 29 broken tackles. Receiving, it was Luke Slazewski with 45 catches, 789 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Nobody cares about blocking. So we're going to go to defense and look at total tackles, and it was Aaron Nelson with 97 and Danny Pickering with 94. Tackles for loss leader was Thomas Cross with 16. Your 2017-2018 Minnesota Vikings sack leader, Drew Ward with 7. Interceptions, it was Thaddeus Rozu and Matthew Arnsdorf tying with 4. And take a look at this. Blocked kicks. 4 of them from Thaddeus Rozu. There was one safety, Tevin Fair, and a couple of defensive touchdowns from Matthew Arnsdorf, Josh Fitzer, and Scott Rethwell. Hey, we just got 3 minutes left to go here before kickoff, and we're going to get you out to U.S. Bank Stadium momentarily, where Bobby Tuttle will be covering the sideline stuff, and I will be covering the commentary. I'll call on Bobby Tuttle a few times to get some insight, but it's mostly going to be Randy Replay, so you'll have to put up with this voice. So just so I know who I'm talking about, we're going to take a look at the Seahawks, and we're going to take a look at their starters. Russell Wilson, CJ Procees, I don't even know how to say that. Thomas Rawls, of course. Receiving Jimmy Graham, Jermaine Kearse, not J-Ron Kearse, and Doug Baldwin. Very good. I'm not expecting an all-around great defense because this offense is so good of the Seattle Seahawks, but I do believe that they will play good against them today. We've struggled with bigger backs and this season, and we're going to hopefully turn that around here. We're going to get you out to U.S. Bank Stadium, where we will cover, we'll just skip that, the NFC Championship game here on the Minnesota Vikings Network. Let's make sure everything is in order. It is, and here we go. And here we are, NFC Championship game, Minnesota Vikings and Seattle Seahawks. It's going to be a good one here with Bobby Tuttle. Hey, Bobby, what are you seeing down on the field, baby? Well, as you can see, we're going to see the players, they're getting ready for the game. Now, I talked to Kenny Erickson before the game. He said that leg that was injured last game is feeling fine. He is good to go. Back up to you, Bobby. Radio Danio, we have sold out U.S. Bank Stadium for the second straight week in a row. Of course, last week we took on the Packers and beat them in a late-game thriller, looking to repeat the performance, obviously, but we'll take a blowout victory. We just don't want to go home at this stage of the game. So the Minnesota Vikings have won the toss and have elected to defer to the second half. Tyler Lockett back to return, 23 returns, 587 yards on the season. We are seconds away from NFC Championship football. Brandon Baker raises a hand. He approaches and Kablooska-Nooski. We are away Tyler Lockett, 3 or 4 yards deep in the end zone. He's going to take a knee right on the Vikings' end. So that will, of course, bring out Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks offense. 70% completion percentage, 4,641 yards, 38 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions on the season. So here we go. First defensive stance for your Minnesota Vikings. They're going to come out in their 4-3 base set. And it's going to turn. He's going to give it to Precis. No, that is it. I don't even know who that is, to be honest. That is Thomas Rawls running for 6 to the right side of the formation. So a big first gain. Took a couple of Vikings to tackle him. We had him back at the behind the line of scrimmage, but to no avail. Russell Wilson out of the shotgun, flanked by Rawls again. There was movement by number 71 of the Seahawks. This is going to push them back and make it 2nd and 9.
False start, offense. Still 2nd down.
And so Russell Wilson comes out in the single back with Rawls behind him. They are not using Precis. And he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage by Jeremy Lindsey and Justin Lewis. Notable inactives for the Minnesota Vikings: Thaddeus Rosu, Sam Gable, Nick Brown, and Smeagol. Of course, we will get Nick Brown back for the Super Bowl if we make it. The Minnesota Vikings are going to stay in their 3-4 base, and they're going to deploy what looks to be like a zone defense. Here we go. Russell Wilson will get the snap. He's going to look left. Look right, and my apologies. Oh, brought down by Xavier Rhodes, out of bounds. No flag, and that forces the first 4th down of the game. So not really doing anything. Bobby, what's going on down there? Well, it's just this defense that's getting off the line of scrimmage so good, and they're bringing it. They are bringing the heat to Russell Wilson. He had to throw down, check down, and what you see is what you get. Righty-o, Zachary Anderson back to return the punt. He's going to return it at about the 23-yard line. And Zachary Anderson trying to get the edge. He will not, and he'll go down at about the 34. So that will see Kenny Erickson and the Minnesota Vikings offense for the first time in the game. Kenny Erickson, of course, having a great season. 70.2% completion percentage, 3,278 yards, and I do believe 23 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. The Minnesota Vikings will start out in their single back set. The running back set, as we like to call it, Justin Vanderschaft behind Kenny Erickson. As he gets the snap, he'll turn, he'll hand it off, and he's going to be brought down for minimal gain, maybe 1 on the play. And now we're going to meet this Minnesota Vikings offense. Player to watch, Darian Wilson. He is back from injury, and he is looking to have a big effect on this game. So the 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9, 8:34 and counting left to go here in the first quarter. He's flanked by the fullback. Kenny Erickson takes it. He's going to turn, and he's going to go down for a big loss. That is Michael Bennett sacking him back at the 25, 3rd and 18 upcoming. Oh, my heavens. So that is not what you want to see here on a 2nd down and manageable. So the slot receiver now, Luke Slazewski. We have Darian Wilson out to the left, Blake Letelier, and Aaron Moss in the backfield. Kenny Erickson from the shotgun. He will get the snap. He's looking left. He's going to fire left. Darian Wilson, holds on to the ball, but get hit in midair, and that will force the 3 and out for the Minnesota Vikings. Right you are, Randy. I don't know what else to say. These two elite defenses are going at it, and going at it early, and it's showing here down on the field. Back up to you. Well, thank you, Bobby. And here is Lockett again. He's going to be, jukes out. Robert Nichols, he's finally brought down by Danny Pickering after a 14-yard return up to the 36-yard line. So here we see the Seattle Seahawks offense coming back out onto the field, and they're going to get another opportunity after we halted their progress the first time out. Minnesota Vikings come out in the 4-3 defense. They are showing blitz. And they're coming on the blitz. He's brought down by Kevin Stark. He dropped the ball. They're going to say it's a forward pass. But this pass rush is getting back here early as we meet the Seattle Seahawks offense. The player of the game to watch here is going to be Thomas Rawls. We have struggled with bigger backs all year long. And although he's small in stature, he can run through the line and get positive yardage. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 36, 7:42 left to go here in the first quarter. Russell Wilson in the I formation. That is Thomas Rawls in the back. He's going to turn. He's going to give it to him, and he's going to be brought down by Drew Ward after a minimal 3-yard gain, maybe even a loss. I don't even know. As we take a look at this Minnesota Vikings defense, the big men up front, and the player to watch for me is going to be Danny Pickering. He is having an amazing season. And, yeah, so there are the Minnesota Vikings defensive starters. Well, I guess you don't even have to say starters because we work on a rotation, but the listed starters just because we have to. So here we go. Russell Wilson coming out of the shotgun, flanked by Thomas Rawls to his left. The Minnesota Vikings defense will shift to the left. And he's going back. He's looking. He's got somebody deep. And it is intercepted by Zachary Anderson. Intercepted going for Jimmy Grant on the right side of the formation. And that is how you play defense, baby. Right you are. I mean, this route is just thrown and undercut, whatever you want to say. Zachary Anderson having the prowess. Now, he's shorter than Jimmy Grant, but he gets the hops. He gets up there. And this Minnesota Vikings defense is dominating here in the first quarter. Back up to you, Randy. Well, rightio, thank you so much. And now we will see the second Minnesota Vikings offensive drive. What a first half, or what a first quarter this is being. And we're only 3 minutes into the game here. Travis Parker behind Kenny Erickson in the single back. He will turn, he will give it to Travis Parker. Travis Parker will get up to the 48, about a 2-yard gain. We're seeing some lag here. That's going to be about a maybe 2-yard gain. Oh, they're going to give him 3. Check that out. So now, Kenny Erickson in the shotgun, flanked by Justin Vanderschaff. He's going to pat his chest and look out towards Cameron Quick. He gets the snap. Throws short. Josh Gable. Josh Gable gets out to the other side of the 41 to the 39. Minnesota Vikings first down. Baru! And you heard it here first. The Baru taking over. Oh, my heavens. So 6:38 left to go here in the first quarter and counting. Minnesota will come out in the single back set. That is Justin Vanderschaff behind Kenny Erickson. Get the snap, a little misdirection. Vanderschaff will take it up to the 38, a 2-yard gain. And there's just nothing to be had here as we take a look at the Seattle Seahawks defense. One of the best in the league at protecting the run. Of course, Michael Bennett. They're on the left end. And the player to watch for me, of course, you cannot talk about the Seattle Seahawks defense and not talk about Richard Sherman. And, of course, Earl Thomas. But more Richard Sherman in this game because of how many times we had to throw the ball last game. And, yeah, so there you go. So 2nd and 8 from the 38. 6:04 left to go here in the first quarter. Kenny Erickson in the shotgun, flanked by Travis Parker. He's going to get the snap. It's a play action. Looking for Lou Wang across the middle of the field. He has him down to about the 16-yard line. First down, Vikings. 2 for 2, 30 yards. Lou Wang, 22 yards on the completion. Well, this is your basic play action slant across the middle, and Lou Wang has been doing this all season. He gets open against number 43. I'm not sure who that is. And bam, it's a catch and a run. I mean, we should be up by 14, Randy, right? I agree wholeheartedly now as the Minnesota Vikings will come out. It looks to be the same set. Yes, it is the same set. Kenny Erickson will point out too. Looks like Darian Wilson out there. He's going to get the snap out of the shotgun. And he's looking. He's got to throw it. Oh, he's hit as he throws to an open Luis Gonzalez in the end zone. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Luis Gonzalez was all by himself in the end zone, and Kenny Erickson saw it at the end of the route, but it was too late. So now they're going to come out in the single back set. Justin Vanderschaff behind Kenny Erickson. He will turn. He will give it to Vandershoff. Vandershoff getting some space. He gets 9 up to about the 7. That'll bring up a 3rd and 1. So the biggest run of the day by the Minnesota Vikings offense. 9 yards. So we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in here. We have under 5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Minnesota Vikings will send Luke Slazewski in motion. They have Daniel Henricks behind Kenny Anderson in the single back set. He's going to turn. He's going to give it to Daniel Henricks. He's going to be wrapped up, and that will go for no gain. 4th and 1. They're going to call on Brandon Baker to score the first points of the game. So we said it during the first couple plays here. They are not to be trifled with, as Brandon Baker's kick is good. This run defense is one of the best in the league, and they're showing it here. So your score, Minnesota Vikings 3, Seattle Seahawks nothing, 4:28 left to go here in the first quarter. And boom! Brandon Baker's kick is away 4 yards deep in the end zone is Tyler Lockett, and he's going to not bring it out again. So 2 kicks, 2 touchbacks, that's what we like to see. We'll see you at the 25. And here come the Seattle Seahawks offense, who has not really got going at all here today. The Minnesota Vikings are going to show press coverage. And it's Russell Wilson with Thomas Rawls. He's going to hand it off to him, and he's going to get about 4 yards up to the 29. My apologize. So the biggest run of the day for Thomas Rawls, if I'm not mistaken, tackled by Jacob Pickering on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 6. Russell Wilson in the shotgun. Pats his booty. Thomas Rawls on the offset. He's going to turn. He's going to give it to Rawls. Rawls is going to get free and get a first down up to the 43-yard line. He has 23 yards on the day. That goes for a Seattle first down. And so after the second down run to make it a first down, the Minnesota Vikings defense comes out in a 3-4. Justin Lewis is showing blitz out there. He's going to come, but he stops right at the last second, and Thomas Rawls gets free up to the 43-yard line. Another big gain and another Minnesota Vikings first down. Just couldn't get the snap count down, and that will be another Seahawks first down. So the Seahawks moving the ball here in the early stages of, in the late stages of the first quarter. And it's going to be Rawls again. Oh! Crushed by Drew Ward and Thomas Cross there behind the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a 2nd and 12. And we've alluded to it before in this game. That pass rush is getting back there. This time the run defense is getting back there as the Minnesota Vikings will stay in their 3-4 base set. Russell Wilson will look out, and he's going to turn. He's going to give it to Thomas Rawls again, who gets only a yard. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. 2 yards, sorry. 3rd and 10. So right back where we started, the Minnesota Vikings have another big opportunity. As Chimuckwa will move across the formation. Russell Wilson looks out his way and pats his chest. They're going to move a couple of defensive players around here. And here we go. He gets the snap. He's looking right. He's looking left. He's throwing left. Is complete. He's throwing against Zachary Anderson again, but I do not think that is going to be enough for a first down. They're going to send out the field goal unit to tie the game. And Zachary Anderson has been all around the ball, this time on Jermaine Kearse. Back up to you, Randy. Well, thanks for that little tidbit. I do declare there. So this will be a good size field goal here. Not exactly sure of the official, but here we go. Awaiting the snap spot. The kick is away, and it is good. So we do have a tie game here with 2:17 left to go in the first quarter. It is all knotted up at 3. Steven Hauschka kicks the tie. And Hauschka's kick awaiting. Boom! It is away, and Lou Wang is back to return. I'm surprised we're not seeing Darian Wilson back there. Lou Wang will bring it out to the 20, though. It makes sense. His first game back, you don't want to re-injure him. And so here we go, Minnesota Vikings taking over at the 20-yard line. They will come out in the shotgun set. And Kenny Erickson will get the snap. He's going to look. He's going to and it's a drop ball. Luis Gonzalez, he is 2 for 5 for 30 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. All over Luis Gonzalez there. So 5 pass plays, 5 run plays here in the first quarter, getting a very, very good mix. Aaron Moss behind Kenny Erickson. He's going to turn. He's going to flip. He's going to turn it. Give it to Aaron Moss, who gets pretty close to 9 yards. They're going to give him 10, but it's 3rd and inches. Aaron Moss with his first carry of the NFC Championship game. Now this is a no-brainer run situation, but we've known to not run in this situation before. But here we go. 1:47 left to go. Kenny Erickson will turn. He will give it to Justin Vandershoff, who carries it up to the 35, and the Minnesota Vikings first down. And so moving the ball here early and often are the Minnesota Vikings. So here in the near package, I do believe it's going to be a play action anyway. And Kenny Erickson will go down again. This time it's Reed getting the sack. That'll bring up 2nd and 17. So this play action game is not fooling anybody here on the Seattle Seahawks defense. Aaron Moss will be moved out to the left side of the formation. And here we go. Kenny Erickson now in the lone back shotgun. He gets the snap. Turns, he throws, caught Darian Wilson up at the 31. It's not going to be a big gain of about 3 yards, and that'll bring up 3rd and 14. I think they were looking for something else, but nothing else was open. And so here we go, the Minnesota Vikings coming out in the shotgun set, flanked by Travis Parker as Kenny Erickson. He will pat his chest and look out towards Cameron Quick. He gets the snap. And he will fire to a wide open Cameron Quick across the middle of the field. He breaks a tackle and then brought down by, I do believe that is Earl Thomas. Yes, Earl Thomas. And why can't I remember his name? Richard Sherman. There we go. So a big gain by the Minnesota Vikings. You heard the baroo, and we are now down to the 40-yard line. So a big 3rd and 14 conversion, and the Minnesota Vikings will get the ball. And they're just going to waste this clock. So that will be the end. I better wait. Okay, that is the end of the first quarter. Your score, Seattle 3, Minnesota 3. So not a lot of highlights to be had. There's a couple big plays here, including the Zachary Anderson interception and the big Cameron Quick play we just saw. We will return momentarily. This presentation of the NFL is brought to you by Head & Shoulders, because use Head & Shoulders. Hello and welcome back. Randy Replay and Bobby Tuttle back here. NFC Championship game. We are at the start of the second quarter. We have switched sides, and we get the ball here at the 40-yard line. It's all knotted up at 3. Minnesota Vikings will come out in a single back set with Justin Vandershoff behind Kenny Erickson. He will get the snap. Kenny Erickson looking. He's in trouble. He's going to try and throw it, but he's sacked again, this time by Averill. It's 3 sacks for the Seattle defense, and now it's a big 2nd and 17 yet again. We just cannot catch a break here on first down. So here we go. Kenny Erickson in the shotgun, flanked by Daniel Hendricks. Kenny will get the snap. He's looking up. It's intercepted. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, my heavens. So he tries to throw it. It gets intercepted off the tip, and that is a Seattle Seahawks defensive touchdown. Oh, my goodness. And Werner throws the ball into the stands. Don't be surprised if you hear the throw it back chant. So here we go. Again, the pass rush getting there. And that is just a bullcrap play, I do believe. That's not Kenny Erickson's fault. And Cameron Quick just botches the tackle. So that will be brought back for the touchdown. Oh, my goodness. So here we go. This to make it 10-3. Hauschka. Kick is away. It is good. So your score, 9:22 left to go here in the second quarter. Seattle Seahawks 10, Minnesota Vikings 3. We are waiting Stephen Hausch's kick, and boom. It is away. Lou Wang from 4 yards deep in the end zone. We don't take any touchbacks here in Minnesota. And he will be thrown down at the 24-yard line. So his decision to bring it out didn't really hurt us, as he would have only gotten a yard more. So Darian Wilson and the Minnesota Vikings offense will come back out onto the field. Kenny Erickson in the shotgun, flanked by Justin Vandershoff to his right. Going to get the snap. He's going to hand it off to Vandershoff. Vandershoff has a little room. He'll get about 7 or 8 yards up to the 31-yard line, bringing up a 2nd and 3. So we're seeing good play from the Minnesota Vikings run game. And passing game is a little lacking, but that's okay. Kenny Erickson will get the snap from under center. He will look, he will throw, open Luis Gonzalez. Oh, and he gets lit up. Lit up, but he holds on to the ball, and that is a Minnesota Vikings first down. Luis Gonzalez, first catch of the game for 8 yards. And so with 8:37 and ticking, the Minnesota Vikings come out in the, I don't even know, I think that's the far package with Travis Parker behind Matthew Peterson, who's celebrating his birthday. Travis Parker tries to gain the edge. He does not do it, and he will be brought down for a loss, 2nd and 11. You'd hate to see these 2nd down and longs. Travis Parker getting into it there. Hopefully good words being exchanged as we now face the 2nd and 11, and this stadium has fell silent. You can hear a pin drop. Here we go. Kenny Erickson under center. And he gets brought down again right before he's about to throw by Averill. 2nd sack of the game. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 18. So Cliff Averill getting back there more times than not. We need to see who he's going up against, because there was a open man, and he just tucked the ball under, and Cliff Averill brings Kenny Erickson down now for the 5th Seattle Seahawks sack. So we've been in worse spots than this, but it's starting to get a little out of hand. You can kind of feel it. The crowd is eliminated from this game. So here we go. Kenny Erickson the Minnesota Vikings out of the I formation. Kenny Erickson will turn, and it's a play action. He's going for Darian Wilson. No, that is Jesse Peterson, but he dropped it. He caught it, and the tackle forced it free. So that'll bring up a Minnesota Vikings punt. A very, very good play there, just not the way they wanted it to happen. Jesse Peterson has to hold on to the ball, and boom, Taylor Pleen's kick is away, and this will be caught and shoved out of bounds at the 19-yard line by Robert Nichols. So that is where the Seattle Seahawks offense will take over for their first possession of this second half. So here we go. Dan Nolte out there as well for the Minnesota Vikings 3-4 defense, which faces Russell Wilson in the shotgun, flanked by Thomas Rawls. They're going to give it to Rawls. Rawls going to run to the left side. He's going to gain about 3 yards up to the 22, bringing up a 2nd and 7. And we need to figure out a way to hold these shorter runs here, because they are gouging us. So here we go. The Pickering brothers in the middle. Kind of a weird formation. Russell Wilson behind. Russell Wilson almost gets brought. He gets brought down by Drew Ward. He trips. He gets back up, and Thomas Cross was there as well. Drew Ward and Thomas Cross split a sack, and Russell Wilson gets brought down for a big loss back at the 13. That is how you do it. 3rd and 16 upcoming for the Seattle Seahawks. Right you are. Now, Drew Ward just missed the shoestring tackle, and he gets right back up. His sack, I do believe, but Thomas Cross was there in the area and had contact, so they're going to give him a half a sack each. Hey, Randy, it's 3rd and long, right? You are. So now we're facing a 3rd and 16 for your Minnesota Vikings defense. They're coming out, and they're going to split out the Pickering brothers and pinch the rest of the line. Drew Ward coming on the pass rush. Russell Wilson looks, and he's brought down again by Josiah Russell. He splits another one with Thomas Cross. Oh my heavens, and that is another big loss back at the 8, 4th and 21, and Russell Wilson throws his hands up in confusion. Right? You are again. This time it's Josiah Russell splitting 2 offensive linemen. And this is what Minnesota Vikings football is all about. Pass rush on defense. Back up to you, Randy. And there is the phantom kick. Of course, Josiah Russell does that after every sack he gets. So the turnover ends in 0 points for the Seattle Seahawks, and they are going to give us good field position with this punt. And boom, it is away. Zachary Anderson back to return. He backpedals, and he retrieves this thing at about the 35-yard line. He is going to get brought down mightily, down at the 46. 13-yard return. And that'll bring up the Minnesota Vikings first down. So we got to get back to what we know, and that is just running the football down people's throats here in big games. That's all we do. So here we go. 27 seconds left on the play clock. Kenny Erickson will turn. He'll hand it off to Daniel Henricks, who gets some room. Gets up to the 49, getting a 3-yard gain. Oh, excuse me. Must have been that bad soda. Just kidding. That is a big 6-yard gain. That'll bring up 2nd and 4. So we are now in Seattle Seahawks territory as the Minnesota Vikings come out in the same set. Kenny Erickson's going to get the snap. He's going to turn. He's going to throw. Travis Lee dropping the pass. Maybe it was the footsteps. I'm not sure. And that is another drop ball by the Minnesota Vikings offense, specifically the tight ends. So here we go. Minnesota Vikings now face a 3rd and 4, one of the biggest third downs in the game so far. And Kenny Erickson sees something he does not like, so he's going to change the play at the line of scrimmage. And here we go. 9 seconds on the play clock. He gets the snap. Short throw, Luis Gonzalez. He holds on. And they call it 4th and inches. Wow. Okay, so I thought it happened, but it did not. So Taylor Pleen on to punt. No reason to risk it here. Taylor Pleen's kick is away. And depending on where they spot this, and no, it's out in the end zone. So the Seattle Seahawks will bring it out to the 20-yard line. So let's get that same defensive output as we did last drive, eh? Right, you are. Here we go. Not Kenny Erickson. Russell Wilson in the shotgun, flanked by Thomas Rawls. He's going to turn. He's going to give it to Rawls. Brought down by Thomas Cross from behind after getting hit initially by Jacob Pickering. So he did kind of a flip, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7, 3-yard gain on the run. And the Minnesota Vikings will stay in their 3-4 defense. A little shifting on the defensive line. And it's Rawls again. He's brought down by Chimukwa and Xavier Rhodes out there on the right side of the formation, bringing up a now 3rd and 4. Thomas Cross on the tackle as well. So 3rd and 4, the slot receiver is now Tyler Lockett, who is going up against the safety. Russell Wilson in the pistol. They love running the pistol. He's going to drop the ball. Jaron Kearse against Matthew Arnsdorf. He makes him drop the ball, and that will bring up a 4th down. Some words being exchanged between Baldwin and I think that's Xavier Rhodes down there on the field. Hopefully they're good ones. Well, I mean, you've seen this all season. Matthew Arnsdorf leads the league, I do believe, in passes deflected. That will not go down as a pass deflection, but it might as well because the pass was incomplete. So once again, the Minnesota Vikings will return a Colquitt punt. And as Zachary Anderson, hold on. Zachary Anderson pushing away. He fumbled the football, picked up by Matthew Arnsdorf. Matthew Arnsdorf running it down the right side of the field up to the 41, and that could have spelled disaster. But the heads-up play by Matthew Arnsdorf keeps us in possession of the football. And you could hear the air getting sucked out of the stadium. A collective and then this sigh of relief afterwards. So now the Minnesota Vikings are faced with a 1st and 10 from the 41. Kenny Erickson getting the snap. They're showing blitz. Here they come. It is Jesse Peterson wide open on the left side of the field, getting to the 36. Throws the ball down and pumps his fist. 23-yard reception. Minnesota Vikings first down. So Kenny Erickson saw the blitz. He changed the play at the line of scrimmage, and he daggered them. So here we go. Travis Parker behind Kenny Erickson in the single back set. He has 2 tight ends and a wide receiver to his right. He's going to give it off to Travis Parker. Travis Parker's getting the edge. He is fighting, clawing, and scratching his way up for 9 yards to the 26. They're going to give him 10, but it's 2nd and inches. A little pat on the head for the guy that tackled him. And he's like, okay, you got me. So Travis Parker, this is what he brings to the game here. Look at this. Boom! Get off me. We're going to see it again here. Just almost breaking that one for a big gain. So now it is 2nd and inches. That looks like a first down to me, but who am I to judge? 2nd and inches, Kenny Erickson has Travis Parker behind him in the single back. He's going to get it. He's going to give it off to Travis Parker, who's initially going to be contacted behind the line of scrimmage, but then takes it up for the first down. So that's what you get out of Travis Parker. Just the never give up attitude. Very, very good. And so we're already getting an audible at the line of scrimmage. Very weird. Kenny Erickson in the shotgun flank by Travis Parker. Erickson will get the snap. He's going to throw. And it is dropped again, this time by Anthony Bisbee, who gets thrown down after the play by Bobby Wagner. No flags on the field, and Mike Zimmer obviously upset about that call. Anyway, there's another drop by the Minnesota Vikings receiving corps. 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line. The Minnesota Vikings need to score here, you would think. Kenny Erickson will get the snap. He throws. It is dropped again by Luis Gonzalez, but he had number 29 right in his face. That is Earl Thomas, so that is to be expected. One of the hardest hitting safeties in the league. So that is 2 straight plays where we gain no yards, and there you have it. So now what do you do if you're the Minnesota Vikings? Do you play the end zone here, or do you just lay down and try and get this thing closer for your field goal team? So here we go. Still with Travis Parker on the field. He's going to get the snap. He's going to throw. It's caught by Parker. Parker fighting and clawing up to the 18-yard line, but to no avail. That'll be 4th and 3. Minnesota Vikings will send out Brandon Baker for his 2nd field goal of the game.
Yeah, get Lewis the bowl. What are you guys doing? Lewis needs a break on the depth side.
That is true. So it looks like the Minnesota Vikings are going to bring this thing down to the 2-minute warning. We are going to step aside, and we will be right back with the conclusion of the first half. And Bobby Tuttle will bring you the stats. Usually it's good old Randy Replay. Your score with the 2-minute warning, 10-3. Vikings hoping to make it 10-6. Okay, and here we go. We are back. Randy refilling his drink of choice tonight. Getting it from the concession stands up here in the booth. So Brandon Baker on for a field goal to make it 10-6. Spot down. Snap is good. Kick is away, and it is good. So the Minnesota Vikings come within 4. It's now a 10-6 game, and the way this defense is playing, you got to think they'll get the ball back before the end of the first half. Right down the middle, you see the crowd react. Very, very good. And Brandon Baker is going to kick this ball off. to Tyler Lockett yet again. Bam! It is away. 3 yards deep in the end zone this time. Tyler Lockett will bring it out for the first time in the game. He's going to get up to about the 28-yard line. Call it the 27. 1st and 10, Seattle. So here we go. Richard Salty checks into the game. We call him the Wookiee, and that's what we do when he gets a sack. See if he can get one here. Kenny Erickson gets the ball. There is a flag down on the field. It was caught by Lockett on the right side of the formation. Let's hear what the flag is all about. Tackled by Justin Lewis.
Holding offense.
And it is holding against the offense. That, of course, will be accepted. 1st and 20.
First down.
So Justin Lewis records his first NFL tackle in the NFC Championship game. How about that? So here we go. Looks like they're in the 3-4 defense. Russell Wilson in the shotgun, flanked by Thomas Ross. He will get the snap. He's looking ready. He throws left. Oh, brought down hard is Rawls. I don't even know who that is. Oh, that is Justin Lewis, of course. Second tackle of the game. It said 1, but I'm pretty sure he just tackled the last person. But anyway, regardless, he is getting in here, and he is getting in here often. So here we go. Not Kenny Erickson, Russell Wilson out of the shotgun. He's looking. He better get rid of the ball as Josh Fitzer's bringing him down from behind. It's a fumble and picked up by Scott Rethwell. And that is how you change the game. 1 minute, 15 seconds left to go. We get a sack, fumble, and a pickup. Josh Fitzer. And that was definitely out before the knee was down, and a heads-up play. 3 Minnesota Vikings in the area to get the ball. Oh, my heavens, as Randy always says. So turnovers. Seattle has 2. We now have 1. Kenny Erickson in the single back with Danny Henricks behind him. He's going to turn. He's going to give it to Daniel Henricks. Daniel Henricks will follow the blocking. Oh, almost sprung it. He's up to the 15-yard line. And Minnesota Vikings first down. So 56 seconds left to go here in the first half. Kenny Erickson sees something in the defense he does not like. He is in the pistol, by the way. There we go. He gets the snap. Throws it, and it is dropped again. Who is that? That would be Lou Wang. Caught the big ball earlier, but this time he drops it. Wide open pass. It's got to be the nerves. This is the first time this team has collectively been in the playoffs. So that's what I'm going to chalk it up to. That's the only thing I can think of. And so, here we go. From the 15-yard line, 43 seconds. Let's get a touchdown here. Minnesota Vikings come out in the shotgun. Kenny Erickson looks to throw. Throw short. Darian Wilson, he will get 9 yards, and they will go no huddle. They will go no huddle. Kenny Erickson forcing him back to the line. Here we go. 26 seconds left to go. It is... Oh, batted away, Luke Slazewski. 3 Seattle Seahawks around him. That will bring up 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. I did not hear the last comment, but I'm sure it was a doozy. Here we go. Justin Vandershoff now behind Kenny Erickson in the single back. Going to get the snap. He's going to give it to Vandershoff. Vandershoff with the lane. Touchdown, Vikings. And that now puts us in the lead. The Minnesota Vikings lead 12-10 with 22 seconds left to go here in the first half. And there was just a big gap formed by Sullivan and I'm not sure. I think that's Turner. Their number, the left guard, I do believe. I should know these things. I cover the team at 24/7. So here we go. Brandon Baker to add the extra point to make it a 13-10 game with 22 seconds left to go. Spot down kick up, and it is good. So here in the NFC Championship game, 22 seconds left to go in the first half. The Minnesota Vikings lead it 13-10. As we await the Brandon Baker kickoff to Tyler Lockett. Here we go. Shabuska-Nushki, Onya Kache. It is away. Tyler Lockett, 3 to 4 yards deep in the end zone. He will bring it to a knee. 22 seconds left to go here. So the Minnesota Vikings defense dominating. We will get you ready at... Oh, okay, good words being exchanged down there. We will get you ready for the first half highlights and statistics. Randy Replay, of course, will cover that. Ooh, Thomas Rawls. Big hit put on. It looked to me on that play like Justin Lewis was chop blocked. But who's to say what? So Thomas Rawls goes for a big gain. Russell Wilson out of the shotgun. Richard Salty will check in. And Russell Wilson will get the snap. He's looking. Almost intercepted again by Zachary Anderson on the big boy, Jimmy Graham. And that would have been a pick 6. So here we go. We're keeping the same formation out there. Russell Wilson gets the snap. He throws it. Sorry for the lack of commentary. There's 5 seconds left. We are going to switch it up here a little bit, as they're more than likely to just take a knee and get into the first half. Oh, no, they might play this thing. Okay, so the Minnesota Vikings will give them a cushion, as you can see on the outside. Here we go, Otis McMiller. And it's intercepted by Aaron Nelson. Hello? Okay, so the microphone was turned off. Intercepted by Aaron Nelson, left the first half game with a good ending. Your score, Minnesota Vikings 13, Seattle Seahawks 10. Of course, we are leading them in every single category here. And as we get you ready, we're going to skip that. And we are going to go into the game stats. Through your first half of play here in the NFC Championship game, your score, 13-10, Minnesota winning. Total yards of offense, 153 to 69. 69 yards in the first half. I do believe that is a single season record for the Minnesota Vikings. This defense is dominant, and it's getting to the backfield often. So rushing yards, 70. Passing yards, 83. 9 first downs to their 3. 39 punt return yards. Nobody cares about kick return yards, but it's 48. Total yards, 240. Turnovers, we are +2 in the take give. They have 3. We have 1. Third down conversions, 2 for 7, 28%. And they are 0 for 6. Fourth down conversions, 0 for each team, as well as 2-point conversions. Red zone. Excuse me. We are 3 for 3 in the red zone through the first half. 1 touchdown, 2 field goals. Penalties, we have 0. They have 2 for 15. And we have dominated the time of possession, 13:01 to 6:59. Now we're going to get into the bones and the chickens of the playoff stats here. Player stats. Kenny Erickson, surprisingly, a quarterback rating of 44.6. 9 for 19. That is 47% completion percentage. For those of you that don't know how to do math or didn't look over here. 114 yards, 0 touchdowns, and the 1 batted ball. Well, not even a batted ball. It was like a fumble interception there. So Justin Vandershop leads the team with 6 carries for 29 yards and a touchdown. Travis Parker with 4 carries for 13 yards. Danny Hendricks, 3 carries, 18 yards. Aaron Moss, 1 for 10. So look for these other guys to get involved here in the second half. So Luis Gonzalez and Darian Wilson own the team in receptions. Excuse me, must have been that bad soda I had. At 2 apiece, 12 and 13. So they're sprinkling Darian Wilson in there. First came back from injury. Excuse me, I am okay with that. Josh Gable, 1 catch for 8 yards. Jesse Peterson, 1 for 23. Cameron Quick, 1 for 29. Lou Wang, 1 for 22. Travis Parker, 1 for 7. This is what I want to point out in the first half. Dropped passes. Not to pick on anybody, I'm just saying it's ridiculous. 2 by Luis Gonzalez, 1 by Anthony Bisbee, Travis Lee, Jesse Peterson, Lou Wang, Luke Slazewski, and Darian Wilson. Now this is, like I said, nobody cares about blocking, so we're going to go to defense to look at total tackles. Like I said, this is this team's first trip in the playoffs in this series. So it might be nerves, but who knows. Thomas Cross, 4 tackles, as well as Zachary Anderson and Drew Ward. Tevin Fair, Danny Pickering, Justin Lewis, Dan Nolte, Robert Nichols, and Jacob Pickering each have 2. Ryan Bilo, Aaron Nelson, Josh Fitzer, Chi Mukwa, Josiah Russell, Xavier Rhodes, Matthew Arnsdorf, Jeremy Lindsey, Kevin Stark, Paul Fritchie with 1. Tackles for loss. Hey, that's all we do today. Thomas Cross, Drew Ward, Justin Lewis, and Jeremy Lindsey with 1. Sacks. We have 4. Well, 3. But 4 players in the sack column. 1 by Josh Fitzer, 1 by Thomas Cross. He was actually involved in 2 and got a half sack for each. Josiah Russell and Drew Ward with a half a sack. So interceptions, we have 2, 1 by Aaron Nelson at the end of the first half, and Zachary Anderson picking off Jimmy Graham, thrown by Russell Wilson. Pass deflections, we have 1 by Matthew Arnsdorf, so it did go down as a pass deflection. So Bobby would be good to know that. Josh Fitzer has a forced fumble recovered by Scott Rethwell. Little known fact, those guys grew up and are friends together. Not really grew up, but they're best friends. Safety, 0 and 0 touchdowns for the Minnesota Vikings. Brandon Baker, 2 first half field goals. He has 2 for 2, 100%, and longest of 35. Punting, Taylor Pline had 3 punts for 151 yards, netting 114, and one of them went inside the 20, and I do believe one of them was a touchback. Kick returns, Lou Wang, 2 for 48, and punt returns, Zachary Anderson, 3 for 39. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get a little more aggressive in our kick return game, and we're going to put our usual guy up there. Darian Wilson will now be returning kicks for the Minnesota Vikings here in the second half. We're going to leave not Kenny Erickson, but Zachary Anderson in there at punt return coverage. So, the end of the first half, beginning of the third quarter, the Minnesota Vikings lead 13-10. We get the ball back because we deferred. And hey, look, Russell Wilson only has 27 yards passing. We're going to take a look at these stats actually really quick. Russell Wilson, 5 for 9, 27 yards, 2 interceptions, quarterback rating of 21.3. Rushing, Thomas Rawls, 12 for 59. 2 broken tackles. The longest run of his day was 14. I'm wondering if the Vanderschaft touchdown was the longest of the day. No, it was Danny Henrichs. Longest of the day for the Minnesota Vikings at 12 yards. So this will conclude your halftime break. Hey, stick around for after the game where I can hopefully call a Minnesota Vikings win and the Minnesota Vikings NFC champion. I'll see you in 6 seconds. Hello, and we're back. So here comes the kick. Hauschka, boom, it is away. Darian Wilson, 3 yards deep in the end zone, actually 4 yards. He's going to take this thing out. Darian Wilson getting good coverage up to the 28-yard line. So his decision to take it out gets him 3 more yards. And that is good to see him back there returning kicks. So the Minnesota Vikings will come out and look to hold on to this lead and waste this clock. This is the formula for every single Minnesota Vikings game. As Kenny Erickson sees something he doesn't like, he gets the snap. And that is another pass rush that gets back there. Travis Lee was open across the middle of the field, and he tried to get to him, but he did indeed get back there. Did the Seattle Seahawks pass rush. So Kenny Erickson, no doubt, telling his offensive lineman, hey, you need to block better for me. So here we go. 18 seconds left to go on the play clock. 2nd and 10 from the 28. He's going to turn. He's going to hand it off to Vanderschaft. Vanderschaft gets brought down almost immediately. They'll give him 1 yard. That'll bring up a 3rd and 9. Excuse me. So the Minnesota Vikings will come out now in the shotgun, flanked by Justin Vanderschaft to the left. 3rd and 9. Here we go. He will get the snap. Looking, that is Blake Letellier, but he will get shoved down short of the line to gain. That'll bring up 4th and 1. I don't know why he jumped for the ball, but he did. That will bring up Taylor Pline for the punt. Taylor Pline, no doubt, going to put this thing close to the goal line as possible. And this will be a great kick as it goes out at the 9-yard line. So that is where this red-hot Minnesota Vikings defense will take over. as we see Jacob Pickering. Yep, he's going onto the field. Okay, I thought they were going to hold him out for this play. So here we go. Minnesota Vikings defense coming out onto the field where we see Russell Wilson in the shotgun flank by Thomas Rawls. He's going to get the snap. He's going to look. He's going to escape the pocket. Oh, overthrown. Doug Baldwin. And you got to think that Chimukwa had an opportunity to get an interception there. That would have been awesome. But to no avail, and here we go. Xavier Rhodes splitting out to the left side of the defensive formation as Russell Wilson is in the single back, followed by Thomas Rawls. Justin Lewis showing blitz. Here he comes. Gives it off to Rawls, and he gets a good, healthy gain. And that'll be 3rd and 2. So 3rd and 2, no doubt going to be a run play, we think, as Thomas Rawls has been gashing us here in the early goings of the second half. Chimukwa moves up towards the line. And here we go, handoff. Brought down by Josiah Russell and Justin Lewis. And that will force another Seattle Seahawks punt. So Justin Lewis in on his 2.5 tackle. They're going to give it to him, though. Just coming off of as a rookie, just off the practice squad in the biggest game of his career already. How can it get any better? Well, maybe if we go to the Super Bowl, but here we go. Oh, Zachary Anderson getting up to the 48-yard line. Lack of commentary, and that will get us to the 48-yard line, and that is where the Minnesota Vikings offense will take over. So far, so good. Getting good feedback from the fans here at US Bank Stadium. Kenny Erickson will come out in the single back set with Travis Parker behind him. Sees something in the defense he does not like, so he's going to change the play at the line of scrimmage. Gives it off to Travis Parker, who forces his way ahead to the 43-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 1. So wasting the clock is the name of the game here in the second half for the Minnesota Vikings. As Vikings will come out in the I formation, Matthew Peterson will split wide left as a wide receiver. Kenny gets the snap, hands it off to Daniel Hendricks. I do believe he will have enough for the first. No, 3rd and inches. Wow. So on 3rd down and inches, keeping this clock moving as much as we can. They're going to come out in the same formation, but they're going to swap Danny Hendricks for Travis Parker. Kenny Erickson looks back at him and points off to the right side over towards Luis Gonzalez as they're going to bring this thing down as far as they can. Get the snap, hand it off to Travis Parker, who forces his way ahead to the 38, and that will bring us under 7 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. First down, Vikings. Kenny Erickson coming out of the single back set. Justin Vanderschaft behind him. Matthew Peterson, and that's Josh Gable to his right. Luis Gonzalez to his left, and he's pressured again and goes down immediately. Bobby Wagner again. First sack, as second time we're calling his name. That will silence the crowd yet again. 2nd and 17. And you got to wonder, why aren't they just going to the shotgun, Bobby? Well, you want to fool the defense. And if you stick with, they've been doing it. They've been running the ball out of the single back the whole year, and you got to know that they are. Oh, and hold on! I'm going to interrupt you because Lou Wang just caught it for the first down, 18 yards on the reception to the 28-yard line, and that will be a Minnesota Vikings first down. You were saying they've been running it out of the single back set the whole year, and you're going to try and fool the defense, right? You are, Randy. Back up to you, I guess. I took the words right out of your mouth and put them into mine. So Lou Wang gets another big reception. That will bring up first down and 10 from the 28 with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Minnesota Vikings up 13-10. They are now in field goal range of Brandon Baker. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Here we go. He's going to turn. He's going to give it to Travis Parker again. He'll get up to the 23-yard line. That is his 7th carry. He has 31 yards. That goes for 5. Excuse me. So the Minnesota Vikings will now come out with Danny Hendricks and Travis Lee behind Kenny Erickson. He's going to turn. He's going to give it to said Danny Hendricks, who's going to spin and get up to the 19-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd and 1. So when you need big yardage, you look to Lou Wang apparently in this game. And here we go. Coming out of the I formation, Kenny Erickson does the ever Minnesota butt tap, and he will send Matthew Peterson in motion in the bunch set with Jesse Peterson and Cameron Quick. He's going to turn around. He's going to hand it to Danny Hendricks. He has a Baru. I'm waiting for the Baru, and that is that. Minnesota Vikings first down yet again here on this drive. Just wasting this clock, doing what they do best. That will hopefully bring this thing to under 4 minutes. So here we go. Kenny Erickson coming out in the I formation. And it's going to be a play action, and he's going to go down yet again. And Werner's back there again for another half sack, and that will be 2nd and 14. And the Minnesota Vikings offensive line is falling apart here in the second half. Kenny Erickson needing to double back more times than not. Obviously, you see Matt Khalil there, I do believe, just give up Werner. And as soon as he turns around, Werner's right in his face. And that is how it's happening here today. I mean, if you're going to throw it, now you're going to have to start going out of the freaking shotgun. Is back up to you, Randy, I suppose. Bobby Tuttle isn't the best. But we give him credit because we love him anyway. Yes, indeed. You're going to have to start going out of the shotgun to buy more time for Kenny Erickson. As he turns around, he hands it to Danny Hendricks. Danny Hendricks sheds a tackle and gets up to the 12-yard line, giving him 34 on the day. And another big run by the Minnesota Vikings, blocking by Travis Lee. Look at that. The tight end in the backfield in the fullback spot. That will bring up 3rd and 5. So the Minnesota Vikings looking for a big play to get a first down or into the end zone here. Here we go. Kenny Erickson out of the single back set yet again. He will get the snap. Chucks it up. Luis Gonzalez tipped, intercepted at the 1-yard line. Oh my goodness. And the boos rain down from the Minnesota congregation. Oh my heavens, that unfortunate play there. Mike Zimmer's just looking in disgust. Here we go. Kenny Erickson. Luis Gonzalez had the ball. It got tipped right off the head of Richard Sherman, and Tavon Young will come up and get the interception. The only good thing about this play is that they get it here at their own 1-yard line. Now, in no way or form does Randy ever want to downplay anybody on this team, but you have to hold on to this ball. You had a good one-step lead of your man. And here we go. Minnesota Vikings looking for a safety here in the NFC Championship game. It is handed off to Rawls. Rawls will get free. Down to the 30, and he sheds a tackle. Thomas Cross again, so that Xavier Rhodes shed tackle, and Thomas Cross tries to knock the ball loose. And that is the biggest rush of the day for Rawls, giving him 123 yards on the day. Oh my heavens. So here we go. Their offense is now picking up. Got to wonder if that's going to mess with this defense. Again, it's Rawls. Rawls gets the edge, and he will go down to the 20. And again, breaks another tackle, and he now has 155 yards. That goes down to the 13-yard line, 7 yards after contact for the day. And so the Minnesota Vikings having some trouble dealing with Rawls here. That's 2 rushes. That goes from their own 1 down to the Minnesota 13. Bush comes up in the coverage. Russell Wilson will turn. He will hand it to Rawls again. Rawls will get brought down at the 11, gain of 2, bringing up a 2nd and 8. So that time he looked free, but he only the only reason he went down is he ran into his own defender. Yeah, so here we go. Again, it will go to Rawls, but this time he will be stopped by George Thornton and Kevin Stark. No, that is not Rawls. That is their backup. That weird name I was trying to pronounce earlier. But here we go. Not Kenny Erickson. Oh, my goodness. Russell Wilson in the shotgun, flanked by Bobby. Oh, my gosh. Bobby Wagner. Thomas Rawls to his right. Here we go. He's going to get the snap. Can we get an interception or a sack? Tevin Fair. Tevin Fair misses. It is a... Oh, I thought that was a touchdown. So Tevin Fair misses the sack. It goes to Jimmy Graham. Or no, Doug Baldwin up at the 1. So now we are in danger of getting scored on here. And here we go. Thomas Rawls gets the ball and he jumps into the end zone. Terrell Oliver could not make the tackle, and Thomas Rawls scores off of the interception. And yeah, he just had an open lane, and that will put the Seattle Seahawks in the lead, 16-13 pending the kick. Hauschka waits. Snap, spot, kick is away. It is good. So with 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go here in the third quarter, the Seattle Seahawks lead 17-13, and Hauschka kicks this thing away. It's going to be Darian Wilson. If there's ever a time we need a run back, it's now. And Darian Wilson runs right into a defender at the 24-yard line. And so here comes the Minnesota Vikings offense yet again. So Kenny Erickson comes out in the shotgun, flanked by Justin Vanderschaft to his left, or to his right, I mean. He's going to throw off his back foot to Josh Gable, who gets a catch and gets out to the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the play, bringing up a 2nd and 2. So Josh Gable's second catch goes and gives him 16 yards. So Kenny Erickson will now come out in the single back. Justin Vanderschaft behind him. He will turn. He will hand it to Vanderschaft. Vanderschaft, oh my goodness. And we've seen that so many times where he gets to the second level, breaks the tackle, and he is loose. But now he only gets it up to the 39-yard line, but it's a Minnesota Vikings first down, and you got to be happy with that. So here we go. Minnesota Vikings, 23 seconds left to go here in the first half of the third quarter. Going to get the snap. Quick throw. Jesse Peterson. I do believe he did get the first down with forward progress. They'll call, yep, they will, up to the 49, and that will do it for the third quarter. The Minnesota Vikings down by 4, 17-13. We will bring you the sexy conclusion here of the fourth quarter, 17-13. Your score at the end of 3. We'll be right back. And welcome back. So as the fourth quarter begins, look for the Minnesota Vikings to do what they've done all season, especially in the Packers game for the divisional round. March down the ball. Randy is messing up here. March down the field, waste the clock, get it into the end zone, and take the lead. So a 1-yard run by Travis Parker out of the I formation. No, scratch that, 3-yard run. Wow, Reed on the tackle. And if you're the Minnesota Vikings, you want to keep this thing close. But you don't want to take too much time off the clock, because the way this Seattle Seahawks offense is running as of late, they could score at any time. And Daniel Hendricks will bring it up to the 37, giving him 45 yards on the day on 8 carries, and tackled by Earl Thomas III. So another Minnesota Vikings first down. And you have to wonder what will happen here. Well, guess what? You better wait and we'll see. Kenny Erickson coming out. He's going to throw it. He's caught by Luke Slazewski. His first catch of the game. I do believe Richard Sherman has been following him around the field. And, excuse me, oh my goodness. That one will go up to about the 23-yard line, giving the Minnesota Vikings another first down. once again, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to Minnesota Vikings Championship Sunday. Following this broadcast, Randy Replay and Bobby Tuttle will bring you post-game stats and analysis and preview of the Super Bowl if we make it. Kansas City is in against Denver. Kansas City is in beating Denver, and here's Justin Vanderschaft bringing it up to the 11-yard line. Another Minnesota Vikings first down in this run game is clicking on this drive. So, in the AFC Championship game, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Denver Broncos, as you can see, and have been seeing at the bottom of the screen the whole game, 28-27. So here we go. Kenny Erickson out of the single back. He's going to get the snap. It's a play fake. Throwing. Luis Gonzalez with a catch and a touchdown. Oh, my heavens. When he needs to make a catch, he catches it and keeps it. Way to go. Touchdown, Vikings. 19-17 pending the kick. And that is Kenny Erickson's first touchdown of the game, as well as Luis Gonzalez. First catch of the first touchdown of the postseason. He did have a couple of two-point conversion catches, and that will give us the lead back. This one for a 3-point lead. Snap. Spot. Kick is away. It is good. Your Minnesota Vikings lead 20-17 with 8 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. The defense has been playing good all game, but in the last drive they showed that they were breaking down. Can they bounce back? We will find it out as Brandon Baker kicks this thing away to Tyler Lockett 4 yards deep in the end zone. He will take it out. Tyler Lockett taking it out. Ooh, missed tackle by Danny Pickering. And he will bring this thing up to the 27. So his decision to take it out proving fruitful. He is averaging 30 yards per return. He checks on a Minnesota Vikings player, showing some sportsmanship. And here comes the hot Seattle Seahawks offense.
Nice recovery, Luis Gonzalez.
Yes, indeed. Good recovery after 2 drops in the first half. He's been thrown to. He's been tipped balls, not his fault. And I don't want to say responsible for 2 interceptions, but 2 interceptions went on 2 Luis Gonzalez targets. And it is Drew Ward and Thomas Cross again. We need to come up with a name for this team. I do believe we're going to call them the Sack Bros, as Thomas Cross and Drew Ward combine for another sack here in the game. Like I was saying before, Luis Gonzalez, not really his fault. He gets the ball tipped. Easy to do when there's people all around you, and they just bring Russell Wilson down. And it's a nice bounce back for sure. So, oh my heavens. I think they just gave that one to Thomas Cross. But we brought the blitz, and it worked. So here we go. 2nd and 15 from their own 22. Looks like the Seattle Seahawks will be coming out in the shotgun. Russell Wilson flanked by Thomas Rawls. He would get the snap. He will throw to the right side for Tyler Lockett. A good 4-yard gain. And that will bring up 3rd down. So passing defense, yards allowed today, 19. I don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, it brings up a 3rd and 11. So this is what the defense will look like. This is what the offense will look like. Here we go. And on 3rd and 11, Terrell Oliver, get back up. He got him! Terrell Oliver with a sack! And that, oh my goodness, as Terrell Oliver does the dance. 5 sacks for the Minnesota Vikings defense today. And the clock will keep running. 7 minutes left to go here in the game. Oh my goodness, so Terrell Oliver falls. Russell Wilson did not even see him. He's looking out towards the right side. And he's about to throw to Jimmy Graham, who is getting shadowed by Zachary Anderson yet again. You got to think he would have picked it off anyway, but that will force another Colquitt punt by the Seattle Seahawks. And look at the defenders for the Vikings. They are doing the chicken dances all the way around, getting the crowd pumped up. And Boomanoomanushki. Zachary Anderson backpedals to the 25. He'll return this thing. Tries the juke, but it does not work, and Porter will bring him down at the 38, bringing up a 1st and 10 for the Minnesota Vikings offense. So 6:43 left to go here in the game. We have the lead, 20-17. Your goal should be just running this thing out, especially when you got a defense this good. Kenny Erickson does the butt tap. He will turn. He will hand it off to Danny Hendricks. His hole closes quick, and he will get 1 yard off the play as Mike Zimmer kicks the turf. Something we've seen him do quite a bit this season. That will bring up a 2nd and 9. Oh, my heavens. So with the Super Bowl on the line, now it's becoming a little bit more, not frustrating, but a little bit more nerve-wracking. Randy replay, I cannot imagine what Bobby Tuttle feels like down there on the sidelines. High formation, he's going to turn, he's going to give it to Justin Vanderschaff, who breaks a tackle. Not really breaks the tackle, tries to go through his own guy. And they have allowed 145 yards of rushing today between our 4 wide receivers, running backs rather, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 3. So much stuff going on as I'm talking, it's hard to keep up, but your boy Randy will make it work. So 20 seconds left to go on the play clock, 5:42 left to go in the game, in the NFC Championship game. 3rd and 3, that is Travis Parker behind Kenny Erickson in the single back. He will get the snap. He will, oh, there's the first down and get tackled. He almost broke another tackle. He has 40 yards on the game, averaging 4.4 a carry, and a little congratulations there. And Mike Zimmer says, let's go, baby. And so we're going to, after this snap, we will be 4 minutes and 50 seconds away. Excuse me. From the Super Bowl trip that we've been dying for ever since we started this series. 8 seconds left to go on the play clock. He will give it to Aaron Moss, who gets tackled almost immediately. No gain on the play. He might have lost a 1 yard. Yes, 1 yard loss on the play, bringing up 2nd and 11. They like to play Aaron Moss for sure. Every time he's been in there, he has not gotten much, especially here in the second half. So 4:39 left to go in the game. The Minnesota Vikings will come on in the single back set. Danny Hendricks behind Kenny Erickson. And they're going to move Cameron Quick in motion from left to the right, showing zone defense as they're not bringing a man across. Here's the snap. It goes to Daniel Hendricks, who, just gets lit up by Bobby Wagner. He's slow to get up, but he's up 3rd and 4 now. Excuse me, for the Minnesota Vikings. This is a big 3rd down. Even if you don't get it, you will give an opportunity. Well, not at this range. Never mind. So, Justin Vanderschaff, no doubt going to go to him. He has a lot of your on this 3rd and 4. Kenny Erickson pointing out to the left after looking at Vanderschaff. He's going to take the snap. He will not get it. Needed 3. He got 2. That'll bring up a 4th and 2. And now what do you do? 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in the game. I don't think you go for it. Yep, they're going to send Taylor Pauline out. It's a little risky to go for it in the way this defense is playing. You need to give it to them. So Taylor Pauline awaits the snap. They're going to bring this thing down as much as they can.
Go for IT.
Going for it. Here we go. Taylor Pauline's kick, and yep, that will go into the end zone. So aiming for the coffin corner, that is the only time he does not hit it. And that goes into the end, well, the second time tonight. So here we go. The biggest drive of the game for the Minnesota Vikings defense is about to happen. Will they answer the call? As the crowd flares up, Justin Lewis getting everybody ready. Russell Wilson gets the snap. Throws. Okay. It is caught by Jimmy Graham. That was weird. Caught by Jimmy Graham, tackled by Justin Lewis. Lewis has been all over the field there. Here we go. Kenny Erickson out of the shotgun, flanked by Thomas Rawls. He's going to throw another catch and another tackle for Justin Lewis. Tyler Lockett slow to get up after that one. So here we go. Justin Lewis getting involved. 2 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in this thriller. there's anything that thrillers have taught us, it's that we can overcome them. Here we go. A quick snap and a quick throw to Jermaine Kearse. That would be a catch for a first down. Minnesota Vikings are going to switch. We need to get the pass rush back there yet again. It's been that bad soda I had. So, single back snap. Oh, Thomas Cross was back there, but he did not get it in time. That'll go to Jimmy Graham for a 5-yard gain. Will we see overtime in the NFC Championship game? That will be the 2-minute warning. We will find out here when we return. Your score 20-7, and the Seahawks have it at the 44-yard line. Sorry, 20-17. I do say so myself, and here we go. We are back. NFC Championship game. Back at it again. Here we... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. There we go. So, back at it again. Here we go. Russell Wilson in the empty shotgun. Justin Lewis is manned up against Jimmy Graham yet again. He's going to throw, and it's dropped. Could have been intercepted by Chimukwa, but he did not get it. 3rd and 5. So the biggest third down of the game, no doubt, right here. Russell Wilson will go in the shotgun yet again. With Thomas Rawls to his right. He gets the snap. Sean Clausen. Sean Clausen brings him down behind the 50-yard line for a sack. They're going to go for it. No huddle, no huddle. They are going for this ball here. This is for the game. Russell Wilson throws. It is caught on the left side. And they're going to go no huddle. I'm not sure who that was. I think it was Doug Baldwin. They're going to go no huddle, and they convert. So here we go. 4th down conversion. Russell Wilson gets the snap. He's rolling out to his left. Justin Lewis will get there, and he will get the ball off for a completion to Thomas Rawls. Almost his first sack of the game for Justin Lewis. And we're going to have a booth review. Okay, so inside of 2 minutes left to go here in the game, 1:24, they're going to review this catch. And he only got 1 foot down. And there is one. Ooh, no, he did get 2. I don't know if he has possession, though. We're going to get the call here from Frank Roethlisberger, Ben Roethlisberger's brother. And it's called an incompletion. And the Minnesota Vikings fans are booing for some reason. If you're in attendance, I would like to hear your views on that. So, it's coming down to the wire here. Here we go. Russell Wilson gets the snap. He throws, and it is caught immediately by Jermaine Kearse. And they're going to go no huddle. Tackled by not Kenny Erickson. Oh, my goodness, Zachary Anderson. Here we go. Russell Wilson will get the snap. He's looking right. He's looking left. He's looking center of the field. He's got somebody, and it's caught. Doug Baldwin in the end zone. Oh, my goodness. So that is... Oh, no, Tyler Lockett. Sorry. I've called his name all night, and yes, he definitely did have 2 feet in bounds. I don't know why that camera angle is showing, but is that the heartbreaker? You see Matthew Harnsdorf. Yes, Matthew Harnsdorf in the area. So 23-20. With 1:04 left to go. Hauschka's kick is good, making it 24-20. We need a touchdown. So the season comes down to this final drive. Hauschka's kick is away, and we will start. Luke Slazewski. Luke Slazewski gets caught up by his own man. Oh, no. No, that was almost gone. And you could tell he is very disappointed about that. That would have been the game right there, I do believe. But anyway, we are now faced with a 1st and 10 from our own 38. So we need a touchdown. A field goal would do nothing for us. Here we go. Kenny Erickson's going to turn. He's going to give it to Justin Vandershoff, who will not get anywhere, really. So here we go. Under a minute left to go here in the game. And Erickson getting the snap from under center. He rolls out. And he's going to hit Josh Gable, who falls out of bounds down at the 39-yard line, stopping the clock. 41 seconds left to go. Biggest pass of the day.
1996 all over again.
And we cannot just get a break here. We need to have these big games here in the playoffs. So here we go. Kenny Erickson. Let's play action. Looking down the field. Oh my goodness, it's batted away. Batted away by Earl Thomas. I don't think he saw. And Lou Wang wants pass interference. He is not going to get it. And oh my goodness, that covered by Richard Sherman. That was almost the end of our season. So 34 seconds left to go. We do have 3 timeouts. We are down though. Kenny Erickson gets the snap. Quick throw, it is dropped again. These drops need, and it's that is 3rd and 10. These drops are just crazy here. So 3rd and 10, you have to believe we're going to go for it if we don't get it here. So 3rd and 10. Here we go. Kenny Erickson in the shotgun, flanked by Aaron Moss. And it's Darian Wilson with a catch. They're going to call a timeout. 4th and inches. So the timeout called. And we'll be back with a thrilling conclusion to this game. Oh my goodness. So Brandon Baker is out there trying kicking his field goals here. I'm not sure why though. Here we go. 25 seconds left to go here in this one. 4th and inches. They're going to go for it. Taps his booty, looks out to the right. He has Travis Parker and Matthew Peterson behind him. Turns. Flips to Matthew Peterson. Matthew Peterson gets the ball. He will get the first down, and they will call their second timeout. 20 seconds left to go here in the game. 24-20. NFC Championship at stake. And here, what do you do? Do you play the end zone or do you play something shorter? You got to know they're going to be playing zone coverage down here. Here we go. Kenny Erickson gets the snap. Throws across the middle. Wide open Darian Wilson. And he gets down to the 9-yard line. That will be their final timeout of the game with 14 seconds left. Probably time for one more drive. 3 plays to get it into the end zone. They've been getting it done through the ground all game. Now the air attack is coming into play. So if you are the Minnesota Vikings, what do you do here? You obviously need to play the end zone, but you need to make sure you get a good play in to where you can score and have enough time if you don't make it. Kenny Erickson calling audibles. Here's the snap. Kenny Erickson rolls out. He's going for the end zone, and he gets out of bounds at the 8, or at the 2, with 8 seconds left to go. What a play. So with at the 2 with 8 seconds left to go, I don't think you play the run here. Could we see something happen? Here we go. Kenny Erickson from the shotgun gets the snap. Throws, and it's batted down, but there is 4 seconds left. Second pass deflection for Bobby Wagner. 3rd and goal. And there is booing all the way across. So this is the game. Here we go. Kenny Erickson calling audibles, of course. 4 seconds left. Maybe time for one more play if it's an incompletion. Kenny Erickson gets the snap. throws. Caught, touchdown! Touchdown! Daniel Hendricks with 1 second left. The Minnesota Vikings are going to the Super Bowl. Oh my heavens! The Minnesota Vikings score with 1 second left to go in the game. Danny Hendricks, the game winner, and that is your dagger. Oh my goodness! The Minnesota Vikings. And here comes the kick. Brandon Baker's kick is away, and it is good. I would like to thank everybody for sticking through this late broadcast. We got off to a late start, but you stuck with us, and this is your reward. The Minnesota Vikings going to Super Bowl 52 in Minneapolis. And here comes Tyler Lockett, pending any weird stuff. And he will be brought down at the 22. Minnesota Vikings are your NFC champions for the 2017-2018 season, beating...
I think the host just had a heart attack.
Yes, I indeed did. That was very, very nerve-wracking. Randy Replay up here in the booth sweating. I will have to change my shirt, my boxers, my pants, and my toupee. We are going to get you out of here, but before we do, we're going to take a look at some of the highlights. Just kidding. We are going to take a look at the game stats of Minnesota Vikings. As you take a look at the score summary, you see the score by quarter chart. Seattle Seahawks never wavered. We took a dip down there, losing in the third quarter, but we come back and we shoot ahead. We're going to get into these player stats. Randy Replay needs a little bit to breathe. Oh my heavens. Randy Replay shaking over here. The Minnesota Vikings are your NFC championships and have locked their ticket to Super Bowl 52. Kenny Erickson, 72.0 QB rating for the game, 19 for 34. That is 55% completion percentage for those of you that don't know how to do math or didn't look over here. 231 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the day. Both of them not really his fault. They were tip balls, what have you. Justin Vanderschaft, 12 carries, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Danny Hendricks, 10 carries, 53 yards, and averaging 5.3. Travis Parker, 9 for 40. Aaron Moss, 2 for 9. Matthew Peterson, 1 for 3. Kenny Erickson, 1 for 7. Receiving, Darian Wilson on his game back from injury leads the team with 4 catches for 40 yards. Josh Gable, 3 for 36. Luis Gonzalez, 3 for 23 on the touchdown. Jesse Peterson, 2 for 33. Lou Wang, 2 for 40. Blake Letelier, 1 for 8. Luke Slazewski, 1 for 13. Cameron Quick, 1 for 29. Danny Hendricks, the game winner of 2 yards out. 1 catch, 1 touchdown, channeling his hashtag inner Randy Moss, as we like to say. Whenever a player ends with the same amount of catches as touchdowns, we usually show a graphic across the screen, hashtag channeling inner Randy Moss, but this is a live stream and we don't have that kind of technology. Travis Parker, 1 for 7 in the receiving game. Nobody cares about blocking, so we're going to defense and look at total tackles. And it is the Sack Bros, the newly appointed stable here in the defense. Thomas Cross and Drew Ward, both with 7 tackles in the game. Zachary Anderson with 6. And Justin Lewis, the rookie, signed last week to the practice squad, comes in, he gets 5 tackles, 3rd place on the team, and guess what? The rookie's playing in the Super Bowl. Well, first Super Bowl for everybody, but can you imagine getting signed by an NFL team and then 2 weeks later going to the Super Bowl? I cannot. So he had big shoes to fill when, I think it was out of his position. Anyway, he did have big shoes to fill with Nick Brown's absence, and he filled them mightily in this game with 5 tackles. Xavier Rhodes with 4, Matthew Arnsdorf with 3, Paul Fritchie, Josiah Russell also had 3, Robert Nichols and Danny Pickering with 3, Aaron Nelson with 2, Chi Mukwa, Dan Nolte, Jacob Pickering, Tevin Fair, and Kevin Stark also added 2. Josh Gable, Sean Clausen, Terrell Oliver, Josh Bush, newly signed strong safety. He just got signed this week, and he's going to the Super Bowl. How about that? George Thornton, Cameron Quick, Jesse Peterson, Ryan Buelow, Josh Fitzer, Jeremy Lindsay. If you're still watching, I encourage you to not turn away just yet. We are going to get you ready for Super Bowl 52 from U.S. Bank Stadium, and now we're going to go to the tackles for loss. We had a bunch. George Thornton, Thomas Cross, Drew Ward, Kevin Stark, Justin Lewis, and Jeremy Lindsay. Sacks, there were a bunch. Thomas Cross with 1.5. Led the team. Sean Clausen with 1. Terrell Oliver with 1. Josh Fitzer with 1. Hey, look, Drew Ward also had 1. And then Josiah Russell adds a half sack. Oh, excuse me. Must have been that bad soda I had. I'm trying to get out of here as soon as possible, so I'm going to rifle through these. Rest of these. Aaron Nelson and Zachary Anderson each had an interception. Pass deflections, 1 by Matthew Arnsdorf. Forced fumbles, 1 by Josh Fitzer, recovered by Scott Rethwell. No fumble return yards. No block kicks, no safeties, and no defensive touchdowns for your Minnesota Vikings in the NFC Championship game. Brandon Baker, 100%, 2 for 2. Longest of 35. 3 for 3 on extra points. Taylor Pleen punting, he had 5. Kicks for 245 yard, netting 188. 2 of them goes out of bounds inside the 20, so a good day for him. Luke Saluzewski, 1 for 39. Darian Wilson, 2 for 57. Lou Wang, 2 for 48 in kick returns. Punt returns, Zachary Anderson got 5 for 66 yards, longest of 16. What a finish. So the playoffs prove that the Minnesota Vikings play their best in the playoffs, as we're going to get you back to the main screen here. Do not leave just yet. We are going to get you ready for Super Bowl 52. We're going to sim right up to it. And, yeah. So the Green Bay Packer division game goes right down to the wire, and this one literally goes down to the last second possible as the Minnesota Vikings victorious in the NFC Championship game, 27-24, going to Super Bowl 52 at U.S. Bank Stadium. So the dream has been realized, and we're going to go ahead and advance the week to the Pro Bowl. I don't think we have anybody on the Pro Bowl roster save Justin Vandershoff. We could take a look if you guys want to. So Nick Brown is available to play. So he will be back in the rotation at middle linebacker with Danny Pickering, Jacob Pickering, and Justin Lewis. And since he was not injured reserved, he does not take up a roster spot, so we won't have to send anybody down. Let's see if we can... I'm not sure where it would be. Anyway, well, it doesn't matter. We're just going to go ahead and advance to the Super Bowl. So... what a game. I cannot believe. It was looking pretty grim there in... You're going to win a whole... Well, yeah, definitely. It's going to be a big game here. In Minneapolis, the Minnesota Vikings wearing their away jerseys. Kansas City Chiefs awarded their home jerseys. So... we're going to set up Super Bowl 52 from Minneapolis. So, next Sunday at... well, there's not really a whole lot to do. So, next Sunday at 6 p.m., same time, we are going to have the same kind of thing go down, but for Super Bowl 52. 6:17 kickoff. So, we will start the pregame at about 5:50. So, if... yeah, I pushed it back. 5:50. We're going to go ahead and save just in case something screwy happens. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and for those of you that stayed after, I highly appreciate it. And it does not go without saying that this Minnesota Vikings team is completely turned around from last season, going 8-8 at the end of the season, to now 13-3, and has a spot in their home stadium in Super Bowl 52. The NFL Draft, 6 weeks away, where we will learn the fate of some of these guys, and I don't know what else there is to say. I mean, next Sunday, 6 p.m., or 5:50, we're going to do the same darn thing, and I guess there's only one way to send this off. This has been Randy Replay, where your Minnesota Vikings, victorious over the Seattle Sea Chickens, 27-24. This, I've said it about the Packers game, but I think this, with all the ramifications, will be the best game in the series. I keep saying that, but it is true. So this has been Randy Replay signing off. I would like to thank everybody once again for tuning in, and be sure to tune in next Sunday at 5:50 p.m. where me and Bobby Tuttle, who has played a minor role in today's broadcast, will bring you Super Bowl 52 from the U.S. Bank Stadium. See ya.